was watching an interview on the television news one night this week. The interview was about a new high-speed train which is to run between Birmingham in the West Midlands down to London. The journey, because it's a high-speed train, the journey will take less than 1 hour. So it is argued that it will bring in millions of pounds worth of business over a period of many years. Some of the people who were being interviewed were all for the project and thought it was a good idea, and some that were interviewed were definitely against the project for various reasons. Personally, I don't think I would want to travel at high speed on such a train, not when you remember some train crashes that we've had in recent years, but that's neither here nor there. What struck me during this interview was that a lady expressed her view against the project, and a politician suddenly shouted out, "This is Luddism! This is Luddism!" Yes, I had to go to the dictionary for that one. I've heard the word, but I wasn't too sure exactly what it meant, so I read in the dictionary that a Luddite is a person who dislikes technology, especially technological devices that threaten existing jobs or interfere with personal privacy. Apparently, during the Industrial Revolution of the 19th century in England, some folks went around smashing machinery, and their main concern seemed to be, and their reason for smashing this machinery was that this machinery would bring about unemployment. How right they were. And these folks were called Luddites. I got this information from Wikipedia. It's amazing what you can find on the internet, isn't it? So here we had this, going back to the interview now, here we had this charming young lady simply expressing her point of view against creating a high-speed train and all the problems that would go with it, especially costing the taxpayer millions of pounds, and that would take many, many years to get back, of course. And then, having expressed her views, this horrible politician yells out that she's a Luddite. So now she's gone from being a young lady expressing a point of view to someone who apparently smashes up machinery, because that's what a Luddite is. I suddenly thought, this is exactly what happens to anyone who has an opposing view to that of the establishment. They simply get called names and are insulted. That's what happened to those who were against the European Union. They were accused of being Little Englanders, if you recall, and many other kinds of nasty little names they were called. And now, look at the mess that the European Union is getting us all into on a worldwide scale. Were those Little Englanders right, or were they not right? Personally, I think they were right. Political correctness is used much in the same way. Anyone who disagrees with the establishment is accused of being politically incorrect. So where has free speech gone, which we've always prided ourselves upon in this country? You know, that's exactly what the Pharisees did to Jesus. They accused him of being bad, when in actual fact he was good, more than good. They accused him of being wrong, when in actual fact he was right. And I'm reminded of the words of Jesus when he said in John's Gospel, chapter 16, verse 2, he said, quote, "The time will come when they will put you out of the synagogues. Yes, the time will come that whosoever kills you will think that he does God a service." Jesus was speaking, of course, about the way Christians, his people, his followers, would be treated in the future after his ascension. And it happened, and it has continued to happen ever since. To this day, Christians are persecuted and even killed for their faith. In the United Kingdom and the United States of America, Christians have been viewed as reasonably respectable people. There has been no real hardship to being a Christian in either of these two countries. We have read From the safety of the UK and the safety of the USA, we've heard of attacks upon Christians in other countries, and we've been somewhat amazed by what we've read. We don't understand why it happens. But at the same time, we have felt secure against such attacks. But in more recent days, we have seen the tide turning somewhat against those of the Christian faith in the United Kingdom. Both men and women in the UK have lost jobs, have been suspended and sacked simply for standing up for their Christian beliefs. We are seen now not just as being a respectable group, if only to be tolerated, but we are now being seen as a hindrance to the kind of progress that the establishment are seeking. If you like, we are seen as spiritual Luddites, certainly politically incorrect. I personally do not believe that it will get any better. In fact, I think it will get worse, because Jesus said it would, and various other scriptures in the Bible have said it would. Jesus said, what they've done to me, they will certainly do to you. But you know, folks, one thing I'm very convinced of in all of this is this, that it's far safer being a Christian than being a non-Christian. Far safer in this day and age. I want to give you one of my favourite verses from the book of Revelation. It's chapter 3 and verse 10. And it says this, "Since you have kept my command to endure patiently, I will also keep you from the hour of trial that is going to come on the whole world to test the inhabitants of the earth." Let me encourage you to press on in Christ, to endure whatever difficulties you are going through right now, or maybe going through right now. If you are suffering for Christ himself, then great is your reward in heaven. If you're suffering circumstantially or with ill health, and you bear it with patience and you trust in the Lord, then God's grace will be with you and on you. You know, folks, the day of our reward is coming, and in my opinion is coming really very soon. So let's press on. Let's not quit. Let's not give up, but let's go on, because the day of the Lord is coming soon. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy the website. Look through, see if there's anything that will bless you. I'm sure there's got to be something on here that will bless you, inform you, or whatever. God bless. Bye for now.